Alright, shalom, shalom. This is Brother Mawad coming to you again over the highway and byway. Bringing out this gospel of truth to edify the hopefully elect of Yahshua, so-called blacks and Americans and Latinos. We warn the 2/3 of our people of the impending judgment of the Lord and how about Shai, who the word ignorantly called God and Jesus is going to bring upon this wicked, sinful kingdom known as America, but spiritually Sodom and Egypt. And it's always a pleasure that Esau, the Edomite, the so-called white man that the Bible's referred to as a devil, know that his wicked rulership is coming to an end soon. Before we get started, let's turn to give all going on to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Makakadash. Double honors that teachers, elders, and apostles, break no stone. Likewise, brothers, put on the truth. Faithfully, fearlessly, feeding sheep with your brothers and sisters are tuning in. Shalom. And as always, in Great Babylon, America, you can see the majority of these ignorant, basically I call them vegetable and meat in these coffin on wheels, because they're so ignorant, so proud in their mind to the continuity of Great Babylon America that they don't realize, who they call Jesus as a nasty, nasty, nasty surprise to their monkey ass. Let's go into the first scripture here. This is the book of Matthew 10 and start with verse 34. It reads, "Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword," which the Bible always referred to. That sword that the Bible referred to as what? All the killings and rapings and beatings and all of the oppression that's going to be coming to the people or the inhabitants on this earth, and particularly here in Great Babylon, America. And it reads, For I come to set a man at variance against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's foes should be they of his own household. So all of you doggone dudes out there, so-called blacks, so-called Hispanic, Latinos, including all you so-called Native Americans, including you other tribes out there, all you men, right now you sit, second place to your woman. You walk behind your woman rules over you. But that same woman that you allow to rule over you, that you allow to tell you what to do, that tell you go screw your damn self, and you ask her, hey, can you give me a cup of water, bitch? Or can you cook some meal? Or clean this house for once? That same woman is going to quickly betray you and turn against you, in a time of trouble. Because you best believe this 6G is not created so that you could have, better graphics on PlayStation 6, or better ability to speak on your cell phone. This 6G, is created to bring in what these doggone wicked ass devils has been dreamed of doing all the while. In fact, they're bringing the judgment of the Lord, Yahweh Shai. So when that 6G is implemented, and they bring, make it mandatory for you to accept the RFID microchip in your hand, better known as the MOTB or the mark of the beast, you're going to come to the conclusion that all the while, those men that were standing out there, the men that you despise, the men that you don't think is anything, someone that looks just like you, were right all along, and they were truly sent by the Lord Yahweh Shai. And y'all gonna be running back and forth looking for people to give you all advice. So hey, what does this scripture mean and that scripture mean? But the light is not in you from Yahweh Shai. So basically the Bible is going to be absolutely useless to all of you. It's going to be useless to your scholars. It's going to be useless to your pastor. Because as soon as the church has to shut down, and we tell you doggone Jakes, as you can see what's going on right now, this man is not discriminating on who he's robbing when it comes to him persecuting or oppressing the children of Israel. He's going through all these communities. Yes, you other tribes are, sit on your leaves, you think, oh, well, we're not Negroes, we're not Hispanic, we're the model minorities. Esau, the Edomite, the so-called white man, does not give a crap, This man is on a wrath, on a warpath of anger and hatred. He knows he has but a short time. He's given limited time and limited power to execute everything that he wants to put on this earth. But he's only going to be able to bring out certain things, But here it is, what did the Lord say? He's bringing a sword. And that sword is going to be a beautiful thing, because it ain't going to be until then that you Jakes them are going to start to take things serious. Let's go into Psalm 55 book of Psalms 55 and verse 21. Let's talk about how this man has always played you jakes, and it doesn't matter how much this man beat you down. Okay, you jakes have what is called what is known as Stockholm syndrome. Okay, because you have this mentality of being a servant. You have this mentality of being, let me just be a good person in society. It doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. Let's go into Psalm 55 and verse 21, and it reads, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn sword. Okay? So you see his words were smoother than butter. When you talk about smooth than butter, that means what? He's eloquent in his ways, okay? In his ability to charm you. Okay? Remember how the serpent, how he charmed Eve in the garden? Okay? So it's no different today. Okay? Than how Esau comes and he charms, okay, how this devil, Esau, how he charms, okay, you jakes, man, how he charms the people. We're going to make America great again. You know, we're going to give you tax break. We're going to cut taxes. We're going to do this and we're going to do that. Who gives a shit? At the end of the day, okay, for the Hebrew Israelites, so-called black Americans that's on this side, this is not your place of rest. Of course, you know, you ask yourself, well, where else can we rest? Okay, physically you're going to be here, but mentally and spiritually, this is not your place of rest. So while this man can speak, when we hear him speak, it's like hearing a baby saying glah, 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 glah. Because we know this man, even when we was in the world, when we actually believe his words, this man never came true. So how much more so right now that we are enlightened, that we are open, okay, it's going to the truth. There's some reason why you are looking at something that we turn around and we let you know what the deal is. And you people better understand right now, okay, Elon Musk has already have, okay, all of the clinical trials of this brain chips. They already have all the trials, okay, of the RFID microchip that's going to be in your hand, and you don't even realize it. See, now these people, what they do is they stop their car, they look in their gawk, you know, they snap a little photo, you know, and it becomes a talking point when they get home, you know, eating their abominable food. Oh, Tom, did you see that guy today? That Negro that was standing on the corner, just, you know, he dressed very elegantly in those like ancient garbs, because they think this is like Halloween or like one of those like medieval times type of costume. Really, this is what these people think. So this is a photo opportunity for them, you know, a little dinner talk and all that stuff, because, you know, unless you were raised by Yah Eve to come out and do this, people are not going to come out here and dress like this with a Bible in their hand, okay? But thousands of people are going to drive by them to look at them and gawk at them and walk them, all right? So they have no clue when they drive and they make fun, and they make mockery, they don't stop to inquire of what this is all about, what the message is all about, that they have basically sealed themselves. They have been marked. All you people driving by in your car, you have been marked. Because you can't say that the man of the Lord were not diligent in their task. You have the brothers out there in West El Paso, downtown, standing in the most busiest part of that downtown section in West El Paso, okay, doing the exact same thing I'm doing out here in the eastern part of El Paso, okay? So El Paso is covered. But y'all are real proud, okay? Because y'all listening to the smooth word. Let's go into the book of Amos 1, Psalm verse 11. Let's talk about the transgression of Esau, okay, on the children of Israel, okay? This is the book of Amos 1, and starting with verse 11. And it reads, thus said the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, for three transgression of Edom, and for four I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. So Esau never actually repented. He don't give a crap. Okay, when you have when you have a child as a ruler, when you give a child a lot of power, okay, it's like that. It's like that little child with the magnifying glass that's burning up the little ants on the ground. Okay, that's power. All right, the ants can't do nothing about it. All right, this man, he's been given the power and authority over us, and what did he do? Okay. Even after they kick us down, strip us of our dignity, strip us down of our identity, strip us down of everything, okay, that is meaningful to being a so-called human on this earth, this man still don't have enough. Now he wants to microchip us, okay, because he wants to make you a perpetual slave. Of course, we already know that in reality, pursuant to Genesis 27:41, this man really wants to eradicate the children of Israel. Okay? And we are the only ones, the ones that have the eyesight to see this. Okay? It's revealing this to the world. This man is not your friend, Jake. Alright? It reads, but I will send a fire upon Theman, which shall devour the palaces of Bosra. Okay, so the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, okay, is going, first of all, he's going to strip them of their ability to make conscious, good decisions. That's why it says, is there wisdom in Theman? Is there no more wisdom in Theman? Okay? Dumb decisions. The dude is putting doggone tariffs on nations that he's been out. That's a big part of his supply chain. That's been supplying them with goods and services. Okay? He's going over there and making enemies for the long-term allies over a frozen piece of land known as Greenland. Okay? And they're not doing this because this just happens to come on the blue. They're doing this because scripturally they already know that the means of the conglomerate of nation is going to come against Babylon and America. So what Esau believes that he can do is some way, somehow thwart what the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai has already set for this place. Which is what? Utter and complete destruction. America is going to be destroyed. You can work all day for your peasant chump change, $10, $15 an hour. At the end of the day, America is going to be destroyed. Great Babylon America is going to be destroyed. Okay? And as always, we have a Negro bitch there that turns her head the other way, and that's okay, because guess what? you Negro bitches ain't that good looking to begin with. Alright? A lot of the men of the Lord do not have a desire for you. Okay, don't get it fucking twisted. Seriously. You do not have a desire for you. There's other choices. Okay? So many other choices. Alright? Y'all will be shocked. Let's go to Proverbs 18 and 12. There's a book of Proverbs 18 and 12, and it reads, before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility. So, what you have right now is a proud-ass demon. Okay, which includes his subjects. And who is his subjects? The rest of you people that are proud too. Okay, so if you people are proud in your mind and your heart, okay, the fact that the Lord raised up what you would call Negroes, Spicks, and whatever the hell y'all want to call us, to go on the highway, the byway, to bid you into the supper, okay, but you're not interested. I can guarantee that if I was a white man here with sweet loving Jesus posters here and a table with some cookies and some water, you know, in a three-piece suit, y'all would be up here. Shit, y'all would even do it if I was even if I'm a so-called black man doing it. But in the spirit of you doggone demons driving in your doggone metal coffin, y'all already know when y'all walk up here, there is order. Okay, y'all are standing before kings. That's why we wear the royal ancient, okay, garments. Because y'all know y'all are standing before kings. We will not tolerate your mouth. We will not tolerate the mouths of you women. We definitely not going to tolerate the disorderly behavior from you men. You will be shown the pathway to get the hell out of our faces. All right? And that's why y'all don't want to find out. Because see, this means what? This means order. When you come into this arena, this means order. When you come into this truth, this means order. To be a servant of Yahweh Bashim Shai or Yahweh Shai the Mashiach, it means that you're going to be in order. Not in perfection, but compared to what you were before. Look at us. Look how blind we were, man. We believe all the bullshit that was coming out of these people's mouth. Remember your Uncle Joey? You know, he drank his ass off, smoke a cigarette in his mouth like that. You thought he was a shit, man. You talk a little shit, he might throw you, he might soup you off $1 or $2 to go get some candy or soda. Man, and you thought he was a shit. And that shows you just how far gone we were, man. Okay? It's a scary thought, actually, when you look at it. Let's go to 2 Ezra 16, 17 to 22, because today is all about talking about destruction, okay, things that are going to manifest itself. And if you're not a person that's a diligent watcher, you know, looking at the news, looking at what's taking place, all of the prophecies that's coming to pass, then you would not know, okay, what is about to fall on you. Because you are sleeping. Okay? Wake up, Yasharala, form Yasharala. Okay, which means wake the fuck up to you doggone so-called blacks and Americans, Latinos, and Hispanics, man. Okay? It reads, this is 2nd Ezra 16. 2nd Ezra 16 and Psalm verse 17. And it reads, woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? What days is Ezra was talking about? He's talking about today, man. Beat downs, shootings, dragging out of cars, okay, stompings, okay, incarceration. They're turning around right now, and the government is giving contracts out to these companies or these construction businesses to turn all of these businesses that are shutting down, all these like with these big superstores like Walmart's and JCPenney, you know, these big malls and stuff. They're gonna turn those in. They're not gonna let those go to waste. Okay, they're gonna turn those into super high security detention centers. We're talking about electric fences, okay, serpentine wires, all kinds of crap. In fact, they might even have claymore, you know, embedded around there if you try to escape, man. Hey, the wickedness is going to be on a scale you friggin' doggone people can't begin to imagine. Okay, you think this is a game? Okay, it says, behold. It says now the beginning. It says the beginning of sorrow. It said the beginning of sorrow. So this is just the beginning. The beginning of sorrow is a great mourning. The beginning of famine and great death. The beginning of wars and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? We're in the beginning of war right now. There's talk of war, not talk of peace. Okay, we're in the beginning of famine and perils. People can't afford to buy food. Guess what they're gonna do? Sooner or later, some boy's gonna get the right mind. Or who's gonna get the right mind? Okay, and they tried that experiment when they took away what? The SNAP benefits from Jake's them. The first thing came out of their mouth, and like one brother said, a lot of it could have been AI, okay, or whatever cases like that, or actors. But what the first thing people say, I'm gonna go rob the store, I'm gonna rob somebody and take their shit. Okay, keep in mind, people are very guarded. Now we're talking about people on so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos. The rest of these tribes in this earth don't trust you. When you walk in the direction, if you're walking in the direction of these other tribes, especially the Edomites, they become very guarded because they don't trust you. Because what's the word out there? Okay, you doggone so-called Latinos and Hispanics are referred to as murderers and robbers and thieves. So, the same way they refer to the so-called Negroes. Okay, we had that. We had those type of description before you did, but nonetheless, now we all have it because we're all oppressed together. Northern and Southern Kingdom oppressed together. Okay, so right now you might not be the one participating, okay, in the insurrection or the protest or whatever cases like that, or vandalism, as they want to say, or all the other shit. But nonetheless, all they need to do is show image of small faction or a small representation of a set of people that this man hates. And that gives them, in their mindset, okay, without conscience, to go out and execute you. And that's exactly what is going to happen. Okay? That is exactly what's going to happen. It says, behold, famine, plague, tribulation, anguish, and sentence, and scourge of amendment. For all these things they shall not return from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Okay? So you're not going to be mindful of the scourges. Why? Because when you look at it right now, if I was to look at this just from the point of view of just standing here, I see a beautiful day. The wind is light, which is Normally that sound up here is very windy. Okay? A sunny, beautiful day. It's not very warm, but it's sunny, and it's a beautiful day. People are driving. Where are they driving? I don't know. But it seems like everything is all well. These people are driving in nice, clean cars, They're getting a little snack. Everything seems good. I don't see any burning houses. I don't see dead bodies piling up on there like that. So, of course, it's just like when Noah was preaching, people were like, what the hell are you talking about? Some flood coming, man. Okay, so we talking about famine like that. I went to the grocery store the other day. It was packed with food. All you have to do is have the money to go buy it. That's it. All right? So people are not going to take to heart what we're saying because it don't matter to them, especially, if they think that they're in a good case, they can go buy food. What might be expensive for one person, the other person can afford it. Okay, but we already know how that's going to lead into a whole lot of problems, because even though you might be able to afford it, you might have 20 for every person that may be able to afford something, you know, that 5-pound chicken that's now like what, 300, but that become like $300 for one chicken. For every person that might be able to go out and afford that, you know, people who are going to be able to afford that, pay $300 for a 5-pound roast of chicken. Okay, but the other people are going to be standing out in the parking lot, and then that person is going to become a target. Okay, and it's not going to be like no one-on-one. It's going to be like 10-on-1. No mercy. Okay, and the book of 2nd Ezra goes into that. Okay, seditions amongst men, people not showing mercy to their neighbors. Your neighbors is if somebody that lives right next to you. Your neighbors, the surroundings. Okay, the people you engage or interact with on a daily basis, those are your neighbors. For you people. Okay. This is Psalms 31. Psalms 18 it reads, "Let the lying lips be put to silence, who speak grievous things proudly and contemptuously against the righteous." Okay, talk to Esau. Okay, this man always speaking grievous things. All the lies that he makes up. And this is the reason why when we brought the lesson on the word berate, okay, berate and cursing, okay, you jinx them, y'all don't want to come and correct the masses, okay, when this man comes out and say that we are the bad people, that we're the ones that's committing all the crime, we're the ones selling all the drugs. Well, wait a minute. So we go into the history, we go into the scriptures, okay, we bring out the pictures, this old man journal and documentation showing that he is everything that he accused everybody else of, okay? And that's why the world right now is seeing this man for what he really is, okay, which is a wicked-ass warmonger that's taking peace from the earth, okay? When the time comes, the players right now are being gathered, okay, to play their particular role. But when the time comes, you Babylonians, you Egyptians, you Americans, you're going to find out just how the Lord wrath can rattle even the most strongest mind. Okay, which is going to be these people that assume that they can't be touched because they're going to be buried themselves underground in these bunkers. And I already brought it out. We're soon to Jeremiah 16 and 16. We're going to scoop all you doggone kites out of that, or you Amalekites out of that, or those holes. You're not going to get away. You're not going to get away. Okay, we're going to scoop you the fuck out of those damn holes. You best believe that. Okay, we're going to find you and we're going to scoop you out. I'm going to throw chains on you and you are going into slavery. Every single one of you, Rothschild, doggone Rockefeller, whoever the fuck y'all think y'all are. We don't give a shit, we don't respect you, and we don't like you. And we're going to get you. This is your only opportunity, Esau, okay, to lay your hands on the righteous right now and talk your shit. This is your only chance. Do it and do it well. Alright? Continuing, it says, "Oh, how great is thy goodness, which thou hast laid out for them that fear thee, which thou hast wrought for them that trust in thee before the sons of men." So we ain't ashamed to come out here, okay, and glorify Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. We ain't ashamed to come out here and glorify the name of Yahweh or the Son Yahushai. We just come over here. That's why we open up with it, we close up with it. Okay, and anyone that walks up, the first thing we let them know is the name. Because you're going to need the name, every single one of us. Last week, early in the week, I put up a video, an AI video I put together. Okay, you know, it was like a minute long depicting what I thought would be like when the missiles come here, how we would be beamed up at the last second. We're going to be crying because we're going to be thinking, well, those of us who are alive at that point, you know, we're going to be thinking that we got forsaken. We'd be begging that you're part of the elect to get pulled out of here. Okay? And the AI video that I put together showed, you know, Jake was beamed out on a chariot, and simultaneously Great Babylon America was destroyed. Okay, I think it was called Esau should bow down before the Lord of Hosts, something like that. I can't remember. It was last week. If you can go back and look at it. This is Ecclesiastes 26, verse 22. Let's talk about the wicked daughter of Zion. Okay, and this is a conglomerate of scriptures that we're going to go into, because you have a lot of different topics, and we always have to cover the basis for a lot of things, because it's always a warning You know, we warn people, we warn women, men, we let the other tribes know of their judgment also too, that they're going to share with Esau, because they are going to share those judgments with Esau. Okay, Gooks, they're going into slavery. Okay, Hamites, doggone piss drinking, shit eating, doggone Hamites out there in Africa, you're going into slavery. So you doggone desert monkeys out there in Saudi Arabia and United Emirates. Okay, y'all are going into slavery. Just so y'all know. Okay. So Ecclesiastes 26 verse 22 reads, a harlot should be accounted a spittle, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. Okay? You damn woman right now who might be giving brothers them, if you married them, hell, you know, putting a lot more stress on his mind than he needs to have while he's serving the Lord. Keep in mind that the Lord is going to get rid of you. You're a liability. For the rest of you women out there, okay, as hard as you sell, you get your little paycheck coming in. You know, you might be married to a man that allow you to walk all over here. So then you can step out the house, because the men in Great Babylon, America, are very desperate and have a very low standard, especially when it comes to a woman. When you look at every woman, you line them up, these bitches are all like fucking 8 out of 10 are like a morbidly obese. Jingly, all over, fat, and proud. Because the men don't hold these women accountable and tell them you're a fat, disgusting bitch. Go lose weight and get the fucking order. So that's the reason why these women are so hardy right now. You got bitches like fucking 5'2", 320 pounds, freaking about 6 feet wide, but freaking walking around proud like she's God's gift to a fucking nigga or a straight man. I can't believe that shit. Okay? But this is what the Lord would give you something like that if you're a wicked ass person, and each and every one of us have had that shit before the Lord got rid of that person in your life and gave you something that's a little bit more suitable. Okay? A God-fearing woman, or a woman that's going to at least be somewhat in order, or at least try or attempt to. The Lord ain't dealing with you doggone wicked doggone women. Okay? God, don't have no respect. Okay? The Lord is going to have a judgment for you. There's either going to be a knife to your throat from one of these doggone rapists out there. You're going to starve to death. Or some of these other bitches are going to stump your doggone guts out there. And you deserve every bitch of that doggone judgment. It says, a dishonest woman contempt and shame, but an honest woman with reverence her husband. A shameless woman should be counted as a dog, a bitch, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. Okay? And that's going to be very few of you. Very few of you. Okay, that's going to be shamefaced. Okay? That's going to be very few of you that's going to be very shamefaced. See, the good thing, one good thing with being a so-called black man out here in El Paso is you got so much racist spics, Latinos out here. Alright? They don't want nothing to do with you, no interaction with you, nothing like that. So all they do is they look. Because I represent a very small population here. Okay? If you stand up out here like that, they're already right on the back. You're speaking about the whites, the so-called white man. Okay? Their God, their power, who they love so much, no matter what he do to them. Bathe their ass in gasoline, beat their ass, drag them out of the house, call them whatever name he wants to call them. They're going to defend his honor no matter what. Okay, that's why they'll drive past you and they'll go and look at you like, what? Step the fuck up. That's why brothers stand exactly where you have easy access to us. Okay? There's about 60 or 70, 80 parking space in the back of me. Step the fuck up and ask a question. Defend your doggone cracker, that's what you want to do. I will only use the scripture to tear your ass up, okay? This is Lamentation 3, verse 52. Let's talk about where we are right now. Of course, as a righteous man, okay, we are in a low state, or we physically in a low state, but mentally we are in a high state, okay? We are mentally in a high state. This is Lamentation 3, starting with verse 52, and it reads, mine enemies chase me sore like a bird without cause. That's talking about Esau chasing us sore. Okay? You don't have to do anything to this man for this man to chase you. So for those of you who are trying to change your doctrine and trying to make it world friendly or make it non-threatening for the so-called white man, it makes no difference. The Lord is going to still put the spirit in him. Just again, pursuant to Genesis 27:41. The Lord has already put the spirit in Esau to fucking chase your ass no matter what. So why the hell are you kissing up this ass? If this man's going to come after you, that should make you even more bolder to speak this word against this doggone damn devil. Because there's no negotiating, okay? There's no reasoning. That was why all those nonsense was all about. What did I accomplish? Not a damn doggone thing. You just made our people more stupid. Now you let the doggone snake inside your damn freaking doggone in your house. Now you let the snake in your damn life. Okay? Now this man can influence your thoughts, your walk, your everything. You can't even see it. That motherfucking snake is constantly in your eyes, hypnotizing your doggone ass. So it takes you hour by Yah Shai. If you choose to bring you out of that hypnotic state, okay, to look away from those eyes and close your ears to his words and listen to the words of truth. Alright? He set up man for that. He says, they have cut off my life in a dungeon and cast a stone upon me. Waters flow over my head. Then I said, I am cut off. I called upon the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bashmah Shai, out of the low dungeon. Thou heard my voice, hide not thy ear at my breathing, at my cry. So we are in a low dungeon, a low state. Here we are gods, okay, dying as men. Here we are gods, okay, having to depend on a caveman for everything, water, food, clothes, it works. We gotta walk an eggshell around these doggone cave people. And Yahushua made it very clear, is that we are never to raise up against this man, okay, like an army or something like that. He's gonna take care of that. He's gonna do it the right way. Why? He gave Esau the sword, man. Esau them the military force, what you see out there. That's not the best of what they have. They got shit on the ground that they haven't introduced to the world. When that war of the world comes, when you have Yahushua returns with the heavenly host, okay, you're gonna see some really weird looking vehicles flying against the chariots. And you're like, what the hell is that? Is that a chariot? No, it's Esau's technology, man. Oh, they got anti-gravity fighter jets, all kinds of shit that can shoot real laser like Star Wars. Okay? But the Lord, Yahweh Shai, is going to destroy them exceedingly quickly. Okay? So their effort is going to be an absolute vain. Let me go into Psalms. This is the book of Psalms. Book of Psalms 2. Book of Psalms 2. Starting with verse 1. And it reads, why do the heathen rage? Why do they talk shit? Why do they imagine such crap like they can fight the Lord Yahweh Shai? Like they can take down the elect and kill all of us. You're not going to be able to do it, dog. We're looking right now. I look right at the camera and tell you, you're not going to be able to do it. Let's continue to read. It says, but the people imagine the main thing. The kings of the earth set themselves and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord of hosts and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bonds asunder and cast out their cord from us. Okay? Let's keep disrupting their growth. Let's feed them abomination. Let's keep them in a constant state of wickedness. Okay? Let's keep them low. Let's keep them ignorant. And that's why Esau, where was roughly paraphrased, said the devil roam about to see who he can devour. If Esau can't get you to do it, he's going to look and search until he can find Tyrone or whoever the hell else is willing to do it. Okay? And niggas come cheap. Niggas and spicks come cheap. Okay? Esau don't need millions of dollars to get friggin' doggone niggas them to betray their own and shit like that. Niggas come cheap because they don't know their own value. They don't know their own value. Our people don't know their own value. If you knew you were the sons and daughters of the heavenly host, you just look at Esau and just laugh in his face and just go tell him to go fuck him damn self, man. Because Esau can't even provide for himself. The Lord Yahweh Shai created all the elements, okay, all the minerals, everything on this earth that makes this man wealthy. And gave him the ability, okay, to either take him by the sword or enslave other nations to make his ass continuously rich. Which included us, 4 centuries of slaves for this man. 400 years. Okay? So that goes to show this man is very low. Okay? He's unworthy of anything. Especially unworthy of worship and adoration. We don't adore you. We don't adore you damn Amalekites, man. You fucking kites out there and don't want to say to Israel. Who the fuck y'all think y'all are? See, but then our people, they don't like it because see, they're in that dream fucking state. They're in that dream state of, I got my job. What job? I got me a little house. Oh, beat up fucking house? Like I'm driving me a little car. I got families and friends. Not for long though. Not for long. Okay? Not for long. It says, then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure. So the Lord is going to judge Esau through his wrath. Now Esau is bringing his wrath on the earth as we speak right now at the beginning. And they're doing it in a very subtle way that, you know, there seem to be talks against it, and then there seem to be those that are for it. Okay? And this is what keeps that continuous confusion. Because if you didn't know that Esau is the devil that the Bible speaks of, you would think they're really trying to do something good, and then you get these people trying to stop it or whatever the case is like that. When he said make America great again, you think he's talking about making jobs so you dug on niggas and spits? You don't give a fuck about your ass, man. Okay? I mean, I don't know why y'all think y'all are more valuable to this doggone man than y'all really are. Okay? At all time, you should always look at yourself as what do you work to people on this earth? Not a damn thing. Keep in mind with the parable of Lazarus and the rich man. The dogs came and lick our wounds, man. They benefited. Okay? But if you read further, what ended up happening? It was a change. There was a trading of places. And think about it. This man, when he gets adversity, when he's put into the border, he can't take it. He can't take it. He's even asking Abraham. Okay, basically asking Yahweh Shai to ask us to show mercy on him, to go easy on him. No. And what was the response? Hell to the hell no, dude. Nah, you don't want, the Lord is not going to let us go easy on you. You can forget about that. In fact, we're going to go into that a little later on. This is Jeremiah 7, verse 8. Let's talk about how you Jakes always like to trust in Esau. Okay? And the reason why you trust in Esau is because you're blinded, you're lost. Okay? This is Jeremiah 7, starting with verse 8, and it reads, the book of Jeremiah 7, verse 8, and it reads, behold, ye trust in lying words that cannot profit. First of all, you trust in the false prophets. And then you trust in lying words, which comes from the stuff on the devil, because this devil speaks like smooth like butter. And if he's smooth as butter, okay, I know you took a picture, you fat fucking bitch. Okay? Why don't you put that effort in exercising? I don't care if you take a picture, I really don't give a shit. Okay, you can come over here, you can snap one of me if you want. I don't care a shit. Okay, but maybe you should probably put more effort into friggin' doggone working off that doggone triple chin you got there. Fucking look like a great goodness. I can't see how these men who fucking doggone actually would walk in public with bitches like look like that, man. I really can't see that. I don't get it. It says, will ye steal, murder, commit adultery, and swear falsely, and burn incense unto Baal, and walk after other gods whom ye know not? Yes, they will. The 2/3 will do that. And come and stand before me in the house, which is called by my name, and say, we are delivered to do all these abominations. No, you're not. Okay, the law still applies to us to a degree. Okay, yes, Mashiach did die for it, but we can't go there and eat pork. Okay, or willfully do things that we know that we can prevent. You know, pork is in everything. Damn, pork is in everything, man. Okay? And Esau is very slick with his Latin names or Latin terms for this and how he labels, okay, food product and all that stuff. This is the reason why he can accuse us of the Most High Yahweh in regards to us not following the dietary laws, because he's put the shit into the ingredients. We don't have our personal farm to farm our own food or our own cattle. We don't have manufacturers to make our own product. And even when Jake tried to do that, something called Black Wall Street, what ended up happening? It was burned down because this is not our place of rest. We were not meant to thrive. Some of us were given, okay, some Jakes were given, you know, basically a compensation on this side. That's why you have the Floyd Mayweather and your superstars and your rock stars. They have fame on this side and everything like that. And when they speak, people will listen to them. And they get to sit at the White House, at the table with the White House with the president, and give high five and all that stuff. When Mike Tyson, when he was sitting down there, I think Donald Trump walked past him and gave him a hug and all that stuff. You can imagine how proud he is. You imagine how he felt, man. He probably have a room or an album or his wall is probably covered with him the pictures with him and Donald Trump and many other doggone people that he was in the room with. I said I can make Jason feel proud, like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's all over the world, meeting dignitaries and shit like that. And at the end of the day, they poisoned his ass with his feet. Okay, and took his doggone wealth. Okay, gave him 3 freaking doggone eating my children. And freaking doggone took his doggone wealth. His family didn't even get it. Okay, let's go into 1 Timothy 4, start with 16. Book of 1 Timothy 4, starting with verse 13, slack it. It's the book of 1 Timothy 4, starting with 13, it reads, "Till I come, give attendance to reading, exhortation, and doctrine." So basically, in other words, integrity. Do the work. Go out there in the highway and the byway. You have the elder brothers and always talk about it that says, hey, you know, to be a legitimate prophet, you have to go in the highway and the byway and sit up in your damn room. Obviously, the better survival and vision outside is at the level of not being able to go there and do a camp that's going to be beneficial to the audience. It makes no sense. Okay, obviously, if the wind is howling to the point where it's destroying the equipment and stuff, that makes no sense. I'm gonna have to do the edification of ours. But you stand out here and these damn people make your body a living sacrifice, whether you're 1 or 10 or 15 or 30 or 100. And it says, "Neglect not the gift that I give thee," okay, which was given thee by prophecy, which is laying on the hands of a probation. So, what was a gift? Okay, I think it was about Amaran and Kimo yesterday and say, you know, when you look at Yahweh Shai, you know, he had to divvy up his spirit or divvy up this ability for us to teach and give each man his portion. So some of us know more than others. Some of us have a portion of teaching in a certain kind of way. You know, some brothers go more into history. You have brothers like me who tend to go more and attack Esau, the so-called white man. I've been in the world long enough to where I have a lot of hatred, okay, and anger, and resentment of the government. So yes, all my videos are highly concentrated on his destruction. That's the Lord I was given. And I'm going to make either AI videos of it or find something. That's the Lord I was given. Okay? Because that's how the Lord feels about Esau. And that's what the scripture talks about. His utter destruction. He doesn't talk about shaking hands with him and giving him hugs and kisses and telling him, you know what, it's okay, son. Okay, I'm going to reward you with the kingdom of heaven, a place. We're going to give you Australia. You can rule over in Australia. No, the Lord is going to put your monkey ass in slavery. Okay? And we're going to have these other tribes overseeing your ass and beat you shit out of you. Okay? It says, meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear off to all. Take heed unto yourself and unto the doctrine. Continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. If you have the brothers and sisters diligent going out and teaching this word, would I be out here? No. So they have to keep making lessons. Not one lesson, not 2 lessons. They have to keep making lessons, man. Okay? If they don't do that, okay, the flock will go astray. The sheep will go astray. So we have to keep doing the work. Whatever your portion is, man, it might seem insignificant, and yeah, it ain't a view thing, and yeah, you do feel bad if you do a video and you get like freaking 1 or 2 views or whatever the case like that. You do feel bad, okay, but you keep doing the work, man. Okay, you do the work. You do the work. Okay, you might put a thumbnail that might attract a little bit more attention. I don't know, but it's all part of it. But if you don't do it, then nobody would know. If you don't come on and warn people, how would they know the danger? Somebody's got to blow that trumpet. Somebody's got to sound the alarm. Somebody's got to say, that guy's a doggone devil. Somebody's got to say it. Okay? This is Lamentations 4, son. Okay, I already been through that. Let's go to Isaiah 31 and 3. I love this. This is one that I used to bring out a lot, especially in my earlier days of teaching, because when I understood what this actually meant, it's a very dire warning. Okay, it says, "Woe unto them that go unto Egypt for help, stay upon horse and trust in chariots, because they are many, also because they're very strong. When they look out into the Holy One of Israel, need to seek the Lord Yahweh Shai." You can easily get caught up. Okay, there's a lot of temptation. For example, if you have credentials, like high credentials, skills and abilities, you might want to go take a high six-figure job, or you might want to go and take a job that makes you travel a lot or keeps you around who's who, whatever the case like that. And especially if you have taken up, you know, started doing this work, and now you have that ability to go, well, you know, make some money and all that just in case and all that stuff like that. Once you start getting that just in case mentality, that could be the actual man on how you'll continue to perform in the ministry or continue to even do the work. All right? And that's a battle that we fight. Because each and every one of us had some sort of dream, you know, at least we thought that what we were going to do, but the Lord Yah had a different plan for us, and this is why we got the calling and others didn't. Okay? So, Jake's out there right now, especially right now, Jake's who are catching the hell of blue job losses and all this other stuff like that. They right now don't know what else to turn to. They really don't. Okay? So that's why you see the frustration on YouTube, and it's always about, why am I not getting my benefits? What's going on? I applied 1,000 jobs and I'm not getting hired. Well, first of all, you don't have no skill to begin with. Okay? Especially you women. You don't really have no true skill. What it was basically Esau needed to have you feel yourself, feel big for a while. That way he can use y'all to keep the so-called black man, Native American man, and Latino and Hispanic man down. And now, knowing that his end is near, you don't have time for your ass no more. You serve no purpose to him. Okay? And it's about to get worse and worse. Keep in mind, there's a sealing of the elect, and once the elect has been sealed, the Lord Yah has to give those angels permission to go there, okay, and bring out those judgments. People are not ready for what's coming to you. You are not ready. Okay, what's coming to you? Okay? You're not ready. Okay? When we look at you people, we see children, ignorant, stupid, proud children. You're not impressive. There's nothing pressing about any of you. Most of you are going home right now to go count your pennies and wondering if you can make ends meet this month. Now you sit down depending on that damn tax return and hope you could get a tax return to pay your damn bill. Because you all are actors, man. You don't really have no real wealth. Okay? You're full of shit. We know it. Fake it till you make it bullshit like that. So what are you Jakes being proud about? Why are you proud? We have what we need. Okay? Food, substance. It's true. Let's go into Ezekiel 33:11. Okay? Talks about what? The Lord does not want you to die. The Lord wants you to live, Jake. He does. You think he sent us out here just as they sent us out here to talk? He wants you to live. Man, we were dead all the while. Each and every one of us was dead. I was dead. I was dead for a long time. I had no life in me. I thought if I couldn't make it in Great Babylon, America, if I couldn't get a high-paying job, all that stuff, I was worth nothing. I come from a family that shamed me. Okay, thought I wasn't going to do nothing with my life. They hated me from day one. You know, that was my household. Okay? And by the time I got where I wanted to get, and got what I wanted, or the ability to go back and say, look, I made it. I made it, I did it. It didn't matter anymore. I was put into this truth. I was awakened. And then the worldly spirit in me that wanted me to go and gloat, you know, to gloat and say, you know what, look at me, I did it. I did it. None of y'all love me, I did it. Okay? The spirit was no longer in me. The spirit was no longer in me. Body out about you now, shot. It didn't matter to me anymore. Okay? I realized I was lost. The entire time I was lost. But I didn't know any better. Okay? I didn't know. This is 33 in verse 11, it reads, say unto them, as I live, said the Lord power, I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked, but that the wicked turn from his way and live. Turn ye from your evil ways. Why will ye die, O house of Israel? So he wants you to live. Okay? And when we say wicked, we ain't talking about Esau. Esau is wicked. What does it say? They're strange. They're born wicked, estranged from birth, but roughly paraphrasing, speaking lies. Okay, so he's not talking about that wicked. He's talking about us when we do wicked. Okay, digging ourselves further into the hole of Great Babylon America. Okay, that's what wicked is all about. Let's go into Isaiah 13. Isaiah 13, verse 13, and it reads, "Therefore I will shake the heavens and the earth shall move out of her place." Now this is talking about the judgment that's coming here in Great Babylon, America. Okay, and also on the earth, because as you saw in that video that I put up earlier this week, we talking about the fact that Esau will bow down before the Lord of Hosts. Okay, you can imagine that the Lord of Hosts, Yahweh Shemashai, has weapons of war that would simply defy the mind, okay, of mere humans. Hi. What's that? It's not an organization, but basically we go on the highway and the byway to wake up our people that they are the chosen of the Bible, Hebrew Israelites. Okay, so if your seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, okay, and it's these 12 tribes that are here. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what camp are you not with the camp?
I am a camp.
Yeah.
Okay. Now there are other camps. Now you've seen us before.
I've seen that chart before.
Okay, so you've
That's
seen.
I just don't remember what organization it was.
You saw IUIC. They wore like T-shirts with fringes.
Purple.
Yeah, so that's IUIC. Okay. That's IUIC. They teach the same thing. The doctrine is a little off
Yeah.
because.
Are there more of us here?
More here?
More
Yes.
of us Hebrews that gather here.
Yes.
I wear tassels.
Huh?
I wear my tassels, so that's why I was asking.
Yeah, there are. There's other brothers downtown who are teaching. Okay, we are the affiliation of Great North Stone. Okay, so you have IUIC, you have HOI, you have what used to be Sakari. You have Wi-Fi, which is Watchman for Israel.
I guess, but there are more. So we've only been here for about a year.
Yeah.
But are there other Hebrew women that gather around?
Well, when you think about it, all of you, if you see now goes to that Hebrew women. Okay, now you get together, you socialize and just in your normal life. Okay, but unless you're actually, let's say, you are following the brothers, okay, a particular camp or all the camps, let's say GNS, right? Then, if you know any of the sisters or whatever, that's how that would be. Or it's your sisters. Yeah, you're not gonna find it because a lot of the brothers they don't put El Paso, and I put El Paso on my particular camp. But a lot of them don't label it that. They'll label it the topic that they're speaking about. So if they're talking about, let's say, the destruction of Great Babylon, America. Right. They might just list that as just a topic for camp rather than saying Camp El Paso. But you will see camp. You see Dallas, Houston. There's all over Texas. And El Paso, as far as I know, there's other brothers who are downtown, and then there's 3 brothers that are downtown, and there's a couple of IUIC. Okay. Those ones like that. So, is it a get together? If the brothers in the camps and they get together with their families, it could be something like that where the sisters will get together.
Like a weekly thing.
No. The brothers we do videos during the weekdays and then come on the weekends. So I'm the one dealing here with East El Paso, and people have to move for jobs and stuff like that. So basically, and when I do travel, of course, I travel. I take this with me back to travel for my job, and then pretty sure whenever I can get a chance.
Okay.
On the outside,
I just saw you when I was driving. I was like, see my people?
Yeah, it's not what people think because people try to put it in a sense like say they try to put it like people like Black Panther, or some type of organized. Okay, you fighting for black people or Latino people or black and Latinos and all that stuff. No, it's strictly purely from the scriptures. Our job is pretty simple. Give you the name of the true power, which his name is Yahweh, which is the Most High, and the Son is Yahweh Shah. We call him Jesus. But the true ancient Paleo language, Paleo Hebrew, is Yahweh. Okay? Self-existent.
I know I was taught that the word ancient just means Paleo means ancient. So
It's an ancient language.
okay.
Well, what do you call the Most High?
Yah.
No. Now we know about the Yah Hebrew Israelites. Okay.
I don't know about
So
that.
that'll be like you saying Yah, you saying Yah, referring to the Most High as Yah,
Yeah.
will be like it's almost like you shorten a respect to someone else. Let's say your boss or something like that. His name is Robert,
Well, if he.
and then you go to him, Bob.
Well,
No,
if he
his friends
says,
him Bob.
Well, I mean, I learned that if he says it's hallelujah, you know what I mean? There's
Well,
no,
it's Yahweh. The ancient Hebrew is Yahweh. Okay, his name is Yahweh. Okay, self-existent, he's the Most High. Love, Yahweh Shai, which is the anointed, the Messiah, and that's the one that's going to return. So the Son is the one. Keep in mind, the Son got the order from the Most High to create all of this, the heavenly host. Okay, part of that heavenly host are men walking on this earth right now that are actually part of that creation. And that is going to be hard for people to swallow. Because a lot of times, we know about the how we rebuke the Yah teachers. Okay, because they're not teaching you the proper name. Okay, you're going to need to know the proper name when this man is persecuting. There's a persecuting that's coming against the word nation. Take a look at it right now. Okay, who are the target? You know that there's a 5,000 beds that they have over there for this, for Camp Bliss, for DHS. You know that? You know about that? They have a determined camp of Fort Bliss for you heard about alligator Alcatraz. You heard about that for the news? But they were putting the Latinos and Hispanics and catching them. Well, they have one right here on Fort Bliss.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's called Camp Bliss. 5,000. It's the biggest one in the United States. People here in El Paso think they're safe because you have a 95% Hispanic or Latino, starting from Argentina all the way up. And they think because we all can speak Spanish and a little bit of English or whatever the case, all blended together, that they're safe. Okay, no, you're not safe. Okay, and they're rounding people up here as we speak right now. And as you can see, what's taking place out there in Minneapolis, where what looks to be an Edomite. You know what an Edomite is? Okay, got shot. You see how different the crowd riled up? Now the crowd was not as riled up. Okay, when a Latino man, so-called black man, now we know a lot of it is also considered Black Lives Matter. But what it is this. Okay, they want to paint an image. Okay, when you go to the book of Genesis 27:41, Esau is
Yeah, I think.
okay.
Yeah. So I didn't see when I was driving. I didn't see that. So I don't. I'm gonna leave because I don't believe that they are. I believe that the people, the so-called African Americans.
You think it's just more black?
Yes. Yeah. I do.
You don't respect the word. So in order to insult the people.
Respect the word. My understanding is that there are different shades of so-called African Americans.
So let me ask you: if you don't believe that they're going through the same oppression as us, how do you explain that?
I think a lot of there's a lot of countries that have gone through, but no one outside of the African Americans has went through all of the trials that are mentioned in or curses that are mentioned in Deuteronomy 28. But I will let you go. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Okay. So that's what we talked about right here. Okay. So, first hand, what you got there was one of the Yah followers. Okay, and they're huge. I've seen them a lot of them, especially on Facebook, and you see them on YouTube. You see them mainly on Facebook, and there's a whole lot of them. And what it comes down to is they believe in the all-black Hebrew Israelite. Now she's got the natural dreadlocks, you know, and nothing wrong with her having the long dreadlocks. She's not a male. Okay, she's walking around with a tassel. This is part of the costume that these Yah preachers teach. So you gotta walk around with your little tassel, walk around with your fringes all the time. So for her, speaking with her, and I can tell from her spirit, okay, that she's already set in her ways that not my slayer here, she's going to listen to. And that's okay. It's not meant for her. She was an example of what the Lord brought. She doesn't understand. The Lord brought her up here, gave her an opportunity to come up here, okay, to stand in silence and listen to the teaching, and instead, she already had her mind made up. You know, she looked at, she pulled up her arm, she looked at the sign, she knows what the Hebrew Israelite is all about, but she's a Yah person. She only believes in the all black. Okay, now I was about to go read the scripture concerning, you know, the children of Judah and the children of Israel, the northern and southern kingdom, okay, were oppressed together. Okay, the oppressor refused to let them go. Okay, so there's no light, and this is what happens when you follow these other teaching. Okay, it gives you just enough to make you proud, but blind you from the complete truth. And that's a lesson I'm going to do, Lord willing, later on. Okay, just enough to make you proud and blind you from the truth. Okay, blind you from the truth. If you can't come into this with humility, okay, if you don't have the humble spirit, you will never ever be able to absorb this. Okay? And humble spirit doesn't means that you just let people walk all over you, or you just constantly, you know, scooping up on the bottom. But to be taught, your eyes have to be open, your mind. Your eyes have to be open. But see, that's okay. You know, I'm not going to argue. I'm not here to force her. Clearly, her and her husband, they just moved up here a year, and she's looking for a congregation of Hebrew Israelites to get to and keep parties, and, you know, look at us. We're Hebrew Israelites, just black. We can look out for each other. Okay? And, no, this is not a party. This ain't no time for party. The brothers get together? Yes, we do. Okay? And she of course, she's expecting to see, you know, 10 freaking guys over here, whatever. It's like, okay, it is what it is, all right? Let's go into 1 Thessalonians as we start to get closer to closing out here. 1 Thessalonians 5, starting with verse 1. The book of 1 Thessalonians 5, sorry, I just want to read. But of the times in the season, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord coming as a thief in the night. So we're not going to know, like, okay, when Yahweh shall do here, okay, you know, coming with clouds, mighty clouds. Of heaven, we know the whole world is going to know, okay? But it's talking about that differently. When you see these judgments come, okay, it's gonna come when people least expect it. Okay, when they think that they're prepared themselves. It says, when they should say peace and safety, and sudden destruction coming upon them, a travail as a woman and child, and they shall not escape. So you see, it says right there, they shall not escape. Okay, when the judgments come. Okay, it says, but you brethren are not in darkness, that day should not overtake you as a thief. Because if you are a watchman, what are you watching for? You're watching for snares, you're watching for traps. You're listening to the words. Okay, we're looking at what this man is not saying. Okay, and we digging, we're very diligent in digging up and scooping up, and we're looking at it. Anything we see about this man, okay, and this bullshit that he speaks, we call him out. Okay, because we're not in awe of the devil. Okay, we're not in awe of the damn devil. Alright? It says, therefore, let us not sleep as do others, let us watch and be sober. So how do we be sober? Okay, constantly on the street. constantly aware, okay, what the devil is looking to do. Do what? Sift you out of this ministry, sift you out of the truth. Okay, he's looking to grab you and bring you back. Do you know, kind of think of like recruitment. When these demons go out there and they try to grab a righteous man, a spiritual man, and they can manage to get you to turn against the Allah Shemam Shai. It's like a recruiter. If a recruiter can snag a high-level candidate for a company, okay, and I say that candidate's going to get paid, like say, $200,000 a year, and that recruiter's going to get 10% or finance fee or 20% to get that. What do you call like executive recruitment, especially if they can get that? Okay, they're going to get paid a lot more, okay, gratuity for being able to snag something that's big. This is the reason why, okay, you know, you got something like Bishop Nate, okay, who used to call on the name, who know about the name, who know about those things like that, but he is the leader, okay, of IUIC, and this devil has been able to snag him, okay, with the bag, and get him to go and teach people, okay, about sweet loving Jesus and fall into a whole pernicious ways, okay, that's detrimental to their salvation. And these demons are laughing their ass off because it's like they were able to snag a guy like him, the same guy that had the exact same teaching and upbringing and training like the apostles of Great Millstone. But look what he did. He's a high level candidate, okay, for Esau, okay, and Esau is going to compensate him as such because he's doing a diligent job. Okay. Let's go into Job 5, and then I'm going to go into Jeremiah 50 and close out with Isaiah. Okay, this is Job 5. Because we understand a lot of things that Esau's going to bring. And if you're not grounded or rooted in, okay, you'll believe that we are in a no-win situation. It reads, be disappointed in the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the concept of the fraud is carried headlong. Okay? So, keep in mind that there's a lot of things that this man would love to do to us, that he is set up to do to us, that the Lord Yahweh Shemai Shai has actually blocked. Believe it or not, the Lord Yahweh Shemai Shai has blocked Esau from doing a lot of diabolical things to Jake's. If Esau was not stopped, or Esau is not held back from doing what he would like to do to the children of Israel, we would not be here. And this is the reason why it says, this is the reason why the scripture roughly paraphrased and said, you know, the Lord shortened those days for the simple reason there will be no flesh left. He shortened it for the elect's sake, for the sake of the elect. He shortened the days. Because at some point when the elect has been sealed, the Lord is going to allow this man to do everything that he can possibly think of. Wickedness on a level and scale that you think it's Hollywood, that you think you're living in a horror show. It's going to be a horror every day. I don't think these people understand that. Esau tries to show it in his movies. He show you how this is going to look. But there's a difference between a movie and living in a real life. Okay? It's like watching a boot camp training. You know, but boy, when you doing it, shit. This is Jeremiah 15, 22 to 26. Because, again, like I said, Esau man is being held back. This is Jeremiah 15, 22 to 26. It says, the sound of battle is in the land of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolate among the nations, which we're seeing right now? The hammer of the earth is being broken. You have these other nations that are challenging this place. These other nations are saying, you know what? We're going to fight you if we have to. Even his own allies are saying, you know what? We're going to fight you if we have to. You're breaking boundaries. You're breaking decrees, and also you're breaking things that we put into place. Okay? This was a partnership. This was something that we had all agreed upon, and you're going against it. Okay, so now they're looking and saying, you know what? Maybe you are not fit to be the head of the UN. Okay? It says, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken of Babylon. Thou wast not aware that I found, and also caught because thou hast striven against the Lord, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. So there's a reason for the reason why Esau is going to get caught in all of his own wickedness. It's because at the end of the day, he wants to be the Most High, Yahweh Shai. He's punished and judged the children of Israel, okay, whom the Lord, okay, has chosen to his heart's content. He doesn't give two shits about the inhabitants of the earth. Okay? He destroys the earth that the Lord Yahweh Shai created. Okay? So guess what? The Lord Yahweh Shai is going to deal with him. Okay? The way Esau only knows best, through absolute continuous violence. Alright? Let's close out with Isaiah 40 and 17. And there's always to let these nations know. Okay? There's always that the nations of the earth know. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity. So the Lord Yahweh only created, okay, these other tribes of this earth for the sole purpose, because that's his pleasure. He can do what he wants to do. He is the Most High Yahweh. Okay, but at the end of the day, the Lord counted them as nothing. Okay, but he's not going to destroy them. He's not going to destroy them. So you're going to be the only one that's going to get destroyed. So right now is a time for you, okay, to have a jolly good time, okay, getting your licks in, because that is going to end at some point in time. So Lord willing, the elect will satisfy the close by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Shalom to the oath of the elect.